Good day, everyone. My name is Yesha Iradi Garcia. We are Group 3 from BSIT 11N, and today we'll be discussing predicate logic and quantifiers. By the end of this presentation, we aim to explain the advantage of predicate logic over propositional logic, list and discuss the different types of quantifiers, and analyze basic mathematical proofs to distinguish between valid and unreliable arguments. Let's have a short recap. Ano nga ba ang propositional logic? Ang propositional logic ay the branch of logic that analyzes how simple statements or propositions are combined using logical connectives such as and or not to form complex arguments, focusing solely on their truth values, true or false, rather than their internal structure. So let's start with a quick problem. Suppose we have this premise: every computer connected to the university network is functioning properly. In propositional logic, we simply cannot conclude that Math 3 is functioning properly, even if in fact Math 3 is connected to the network. So bakit? Kasi ang propositional logic walang paraan para malink ang isang object, in this case Math 3, sa general statement about all computers. Here's another example. If our premise is CS2 is under attack by an intruder, propositional logic cannot help us conclude that there's a computer in the university network under attack. Kahit reasonable pakinggan, hindi natin siya may make sure gamit lang ang propositional logic. Dito na papasok ang predicate logic. So ano nga ba ang predicate logic? Ang predicate logic, also called first-order logic, is a more powerful logical system that extends propositional logic. It allows us to reason about objects and their properties, relationships between objects, and statements about all or some objects within a domain. For example, instead of saying P is true, we can say that computer of X is connected, therefore computer of X is functioning, and apply that to any specific computer by substituting X. Predicate logic has two key concepts: predicates and quantifiers. So let's compare propositional logic and predicate logic. On one side, propositional logic only works with propositions, such as P, Q, and R, and it uses no quantifiers and only deals with true or false values. On the other side, predicate logic uses predicates and variables, often written as P of X, and it introduces quantifiers, specifically the universal and existential quantifier. Most importantly, predicate logic can logically instantiate, meaning it can apply a general rule to a specific object. This will be the one na gagamitin natin to prove yung problem kanina na every computer to Math 3 specifically. We'll now move on to further discuss information regarding predicate logic.
Hello everyone, I am Brianna Jeline A. Casañas and I will be discussing predicate logic. But first, let us define what is predicate. Based on the screen, it describes a property of a variable. It contains a variable such as x, y, z, and etc. And it also has a truth value, whether true or false. For example, p of x, which is x is greater than 5. Let us see that a predicate describes a property of a variable, meaning hindi pa siya complete statement because it depends on the value of x. So, based sa example natin here sa screen, x is greater than 5. So, it can be either true or false, depende na lang sa magiging value ng x. So, next is yung predicate as a function. It is written as p of x. Yung input niya is yung value ng x and yung output niya is either true or false. So, we can think of predicates as a function. If you input a value, then the result is either true or false. So, here we have an example, p of x, which is x has a fur. So, pag sinabi natin if x is a dog, x has a fur, then yung statement is true. Pag naman sinabi natin if x is a snake, then yung statement will become a false statement kasi wala namang fur yung snake. So next is the domain. Domain is equals to the set of possible values of x. and it also affects the truth of the predicate. So, ito, yung domain is yung set ng lahat ng posibleng value ng kayang i-take ng X. So, importante ito kasi yung truth ng predicate nagdedepende sa kung anong value ang included doon sa domain. So, next, let us discuss what is quantifiers. Based on the screen, quantifiers specify how many elements in a domain satisfy a predicate. They are used together with predicates to form complete logical statements, and it also indicates the extent of truth of a statement. So, itong quantifiers, it tells how many values satisfy predicate. So, may mga keywords dito which is all at yung some. So, sinabi nga natin na yung quantifiers ay ginagamit para malaman kung ilang elements yung nasa domain. So, instead of just having a predicate, we add quantifiers to make the statement complete and meaningful. They also show the extent of truth, whether the statement applies to all values or just at least one. So, for example, if we use the words all or every, we are referring to the universal quantifier. On the other hand, if we use some or at least one, that refers to the existential quantifier. So in simple terms, quantifiers helps us to determine kung yung statement is true for all elements or just for some elements in the domain. So now, let's dig sa deeper meaning ng universal and existential quantifier. So, let's talk about universal quantifier first. So, yung symbol niya is basically upside down na A, and yung meaning niya is for all or given any. So, yung form niya is ganyan at matatranslate siya na for all X is an element of the domain, ganon siya. So, the universal quantifier means for all. It says that the predicate must be true for every value in the domain. If one value is false, yung buong statement ay maapektuhan na and magiging false na. So, let's proceed here sa example. Ang statement natin is all foxes are sly. Yung f of x is a fox, and yung s of x natin is x is a sly. So, we translate the statement into symbols. So, ang translation ng form na yan is for all x, if x is a fox, then x is a sly. So we use implication because it shows a condition. So now, let's move on to the next topic, which is the existential quantifier. So, ang symbol naman nito is inverted letter E siya, and yung meaning is there exists or at least one. So, ang form naman niya, kapag tinranslate, there exists, an X is an element of the domain, ganun. And yung example is yung statement natin is some student have online classes. Yung S of X natin, X is student, and yung O of X natin is X has an online classes. So first, yung existential quantifier based sa slide, meaning na at least one may nag-exist. So kahit isang value lang ang true, yung whole statement is already true na. So, i-apply natin siya sa example na meron tayo dito sa slide. So, ang meaning nito is there exists a student and that student has online classes. We use and because both conditions must be true for that specific value. So, Ang key differences lang ng dalawang quantifiers na 'to is yung universal quantifiers, meaning all values must satisfy. So, yung existential quantifier naman, at least one satisfies. So, yung universal means all values must be true. Yung existential naman means at least one value is enough to make the statement true. So, ito yung key takeaways natin. And to summarize, predicate logic describes property. The domain gives possible values, and quantifiers tells us how many values satisfy the condition. So, a predicate logic helps us move beyond simple true or false statements by allowing us to describe relationships and properties using predicates. We also explored quantifiers, where the universal quantifier expresses that something is true for all elements, and the existential quantifier show that something is true for at least one element. Together, predicate logic and quantifiers gives us a precise way to represent and analyze statements, which is essential in mathematics and, of course, in reasoning in general. So that concludes the discussion for the universal and existential quantifiers. So now, let's move on and dig on the deeper side of proofs and techniques.
Good day. I am Evan Nathan Bipiniin, BSI 211F, and I will about to discuss proofs and techniques. So what is proof? A proof is a step-by-step process used to show that a statement or argument is true using logical reasoning. In simple terms, proof explains why something is true and not just what is true. In logic, we usually use the form P then Q, where P is the premise or condition and Q is the conclusion. Example, if you study, then you pass the exam. A proof uses logic to show truth. Proofs explain why a statement is true or correct. Most logical proofs follow the form if P, then Q. Next is the structure of a logical argument. A logical argument is made up of premises and a conclusion. So tulad lang ng proofs and technique, if P, then Q. Kung true yung P, therefore Q is true. So kung true yung premise, Q is also true for the conclusion. Example, all fish are orange. Nemo is a fish. Therefore, Nemo is orange. So even though the example may sound unrealistic, hindi man totoo sa toong buhay, hindi man to nagaganap. So kahit unrealistic siya, basta tama yung logic ng premise mo and the conclusion, true yun. Now let's discuss the rules of interference. The rules of interference are logical rules that help us reach valid conclusion from given statements. So these rules guide our thinking and help us determine if an argument is valid. So ang rule natin dito is P leads to Q. Therefore, P, therefore Q. This means if P leads to Q and P is true, then Q must be also true. So sabi dito, if it rains, the ground gets wet. It is raining. Therefore, ground is wet. So rules of interference help from valid conclusions. Logic follows specific patterns or rules. If the premises are true and the rule is followed correctly, the conclusion is valid. So next are quantifiers in predicate logic. Quantifiers are symbols used to describe statements about groups or objects. There are two main quantifiers. The universal quantifier, the symbol is inverted A, means for all. This means P is true for every value of X. Example, all students pass the exam. Next is existential quantifier. The symbol is inverted E, means there exists. So, kita niyo yung pagkakaiba? The inverted A means for all, E means there exists. So, example of existential quantifier is there exists a yellow cat. So, predicate logic helps make statements more specific and precise. For our important reminders, or mahalagang paalala, a valid argument in predicate logic does not need to be a tautology. What is tautology? Meaning, palaging true. So, hindi daw kailangan laging tautology or laging true yung argument. Ang nagmamatter is the conclusion logically follows the premises. So, basta may logic, sumusunod tayo sa logic ng premise, valid na yan. So, tandaan po natin na kahit hindi ka panipaniwala o hindi nangyari sa totoong buhay ang conclusion, basta sumusunod sa logic ng ginagawang argument o ginawang argument, valid pa rin. Tandaan, hindi ibig sabihin ay unrealistic ang argument, valid na. So, tandaan natin, need natin sumunod sa logic ng argument. So, it's all about logic. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you for listening.
I'm Kazalam Landicho, and today I will be discussing universal instantiation. To put it simply, this is a fundamental rule of inference which states that if a certain property or statement is true for everything or everyone within a specific group, then it must also be true for any particular individual or element inside that group. So, let's take a look at the logical notation shown here. So, the symbols above means for all x, p of x, then the line and the three dots means therefore p of c. The symbol for all x means that the predicate p holds true for every single element in our domain. Because it applies universally, we can confidently infer that a specific chosen element, which we call C, also possesses that exact same property P. In short, we are simply moving from a general truth to a specific instance. Next slide, please. So, to further understand, I provided some basic examples. Example 1. All persons can read. Therefore, Anna can read. Dahil si Anna ay tao, at ang lahat ng tao ay nakakabasa, automatic na si Anna ay nakakabasa rin. So, yan ang universal instantiation in its simplest form. So, example 2. Dito naman is logic puzzle. So, let us assume that P of x denotes x is an employee in this company. Q of x denotes x follows the rules. So, these are the statements. All employees in the company follow the rules. Mark is an employee in this company. Therefore, Mark follows the rules. So, meron tayong rule na lahat ng employees sa company ay sumusunod sa rules. At alam natin na si Mark ay isang employee. So, using universal instantiation, makakonclude natin na si Mark ay sumusunod din sa rules. Ginamit natin yung general rule para i-apply sa specific na tao na si Mark. Next slide, please. So, now, paano natin ito isusulat sa formal logic? So, here's the breakdown gamit ang example ni Mark. First, ang premise natin, for all x, p of x, then q of x. Ibig sabihin, for all x, kung employee ka, susunod ka sa rules. Second premise, p of Mark. Statement of fact, ito, employee, si Mark. Then, dito na papasok ang universal instantiation. Mula sa step 1, papalitan natin yung variable na x ng specific name na Mark. Kaya, magiging P of Mark, then Q to Mark. And lastly, using modus ponens, since true ang P, And through ang conditional, madederive natin ang Q of Mark. So, ibig sabihin, valid ang logic natin na si Mark ay sumusunod nga sa rules. So, next slide please. So, before we end this topic, mahalagang malaman natin na may restrictions din ang universal instantiation. Hindi lang basta-basta ito nagpapalit ng variable. So, sinasabi dito na kapag nag-substitute tayo, dapat yung element C o yung variable na ipapalit natin ay part talaga ng domain. Hindi rin dapat ito mag-conflict sa iba pang quantifiers sa loob ng statement. So, kumbaga, kailangang maging maingat tayo na hindi ma-violate ang logic structure para matiling valid yung conclusion natin. And that wraps up my part on universal instantiation. Now, I'm passing the virtual floor to my co-reporter to discuss the existential instantiation. Thank you.
Hello, I am Andre Jasper A. Palting. Today, I will explain existential instantiation, a rule in predicate logic. Existential instantiation means that if a statement says that something exists, we can assume one example of it and give it a name so we can continue our reasoning. In logic, the symbol used is E, which means there exists. For example, if we say there exists a student who studies programming, in logical form, we write EX student close and open parentheses and X. Using existential instantiation, we can say let A be a student who studies programming. Here, we simply choose one example and call it A. Another example, if we say someone in the hospital knows how to fix the system, we can assume, let's call that person IT staff X. IT staff X knows how to fix the system. Take note that existential instantiation is like turning someone exists into let's name that someone and talk about them. Thank you, and next slide please.
Hello, I'm Gilmark M. Dimasana, and today we will talk about the universal generalization. So what is universal generalization? Universal generalization is a concept in a logic that allows us to make a statement about all members of a group. In simple terms, if something is true for an arbitrary or random chosen member of a group, then we can conclude that it is true for every member of that group. So instead of providing something for each individual one by one, we prove it for a general case. In symbolic form, this is written as for all x, px, which means that the property p is true for every x in the domain. The key idea here is the element we choose must be arbitrary, meaning it is not special or restricted in any way. So let's look at the example. Number 1 is if Alice submitted the assignment, therefore all students submitted the assignment. At first glance, this may seem incorrect if taken literally. But in logic, we use this as a structure to demonstrate how universal generalization works. To prove a universal statement, we follow these steps. First, we choose an arbitrary student, which we call X. This means X can represent any students in the class. Next, we assume that X is a student. Then, we observe that if the property holds this arbitrary student, we can generalize it. Since X was chosen arbitrarily and not specifically, and the property applies to X, we can conclude that the statement applies to all students. So So we move X satisfies condition to all X satisfy the condition written as for all X Sx.
Hello everyone, my name is Laurel Jandy Tagay. Today I'll be discussing about the existential generalization. So what is existential generalization? This rule says that if there is some element A in the domain that has a property P, then we can say that there is at least one existing in the domain that has the property P. If something is true for a specific case, then we can say that there exists at least one thing for which it is true. So, paano ba natin babasahan yung equation sa baba? P of x over there exists an x such that P of x. So, P of x, a statement is true for specific object. There exists an x such that P of x, there exists at least one element x for which the statement is true. So for example number 1, she got a 1.0 grade in discrete structures. Therefore, someone got a 1.0 grade in discrete structures. So she, yun yung specific person natin. Then therefore, someone, kita natin dito na specific to general existence siya. So, for example number 2, we have P of A. There exists an x such that P of x for specific element of domain. Domain equals all people. Sell of white equals Y is selling bananas. If everyone is selling bananas, then someone is selling bananas. For all x cell of x, then there exists an x such that cell of x. Ang ating hypothesis ay for all x cell of x. Ang ating naman universal instantation ay cell of A. Tapos, lastly, existential generalization natin ay there exists an x such that cell of x. So this is the detailed explanation. For our hypothesis, everyone is selling bananas. All. Then, for universal instantation, everyone is selling bananas. All. So, Laurel is selling bananas. Specific. So, sa ating universal instantation, mula sa all ay pipili tayo ng specific, pwedeng person, number, or anything. Then, for our existential generalization, Laurel is selling bananas. Therefore, someone is selling bananas. From specific, therefore exists. So, existential is only exists if there is one specific case is true. So, always remember that existential generalization is specific to there exist.